All right, back at it. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands what to do when you have yellowing, how we manage our looping system in the nursery, and then what practices that I do next. I'm just going to give these guys a base watering. Pretty much, there's no set thing with the amount of water. You just want to make sure you moisten the soil and that it stays moist. So whatever drains freely, after you see it drain, stop watering. That's it. That's really simple. So once you see water come out of your thing, or it's tougher when it's in the ground, then you just have to kind of guess. But I would say 1 to 4 liters of water once a week for base watering, but you want to mist at least once a week, if not more often, based on your weather. And again, that's the thing that you can control. You can't control really whether the plant's going to be happy or not happy, but you can control how much water you're putting on the plant. If you just look at the plant, look at the plant, it'll tell you what it needs to do. Sometimes it doesn't know what it needs to do, so you have to kind of look. But the best way to learn about your vanilla plant is to give me a like, a subscribe, comment down below, ask me any questions, and together we can grow. What do you do when it starts yellowing? So what we're actually looking for is we're looking for new growth. So even though it is unhappy here and at the very tip, that's actually pretty normal. It's just like anybody else. Some days you have a good day, some days you don't. This has been transplanted for about a week, but what I'm looking for is new growth or greening of the actual aerial roots that will become terrestrial roots. And I don't really see that with this one currently, but in another one, let's go over here. This one is just about a 5 node cutting, but you can see right here that it has a new growth, and it has a new growth right there where it's like bright green. And another one in this pot is about the standard meteor cutting, and you can see right there that it has bright new growth, and it's actually grown. It's about a week's worth of growth, so about maybe like 2 centimeters. And then here we have this one, which doesn't have as much. Now you have a little bit of leaf damage, but that's just because it's been really hot here. We're in the middle of our summer. It has good callousing right there, and so that we're not worried too much with that. Or this one, it has this, which will not naturally happen, where it just kind of gets flaky and hard, and that's okay. But then on the other side, we have a dead leaf, which just means, hey, I don't have enough water, I'm too hot, I'm not happy, so I'm gonna drop leaf to keep myself alive. But I don't see anything else that's letting it. There's a little bit of starting here where it's actually trying to. So that's kind of what you're looking for with yellow leaves. It's not really like detrimental to your vanilla, but you're just kind of looking at the soil condition, because you don't want it too dry or too wet. You just want it just right, which is tough. Where you over here you have our cuttings, which are already packed very close together, which is why I do this type of system, is because it keeps the moisture trapped. So even if I don't get a chance to water every day, once a week misting is good enough to keep these guys happy as long as they're in the shade. So part 2, we have another plant that is not happy, so we're going to get a little zoomed in as I got the 0.5. So same thing. What does Joe say? Joe says to cut it. Don't cut there. That'll hurt your plant. Cut there. Let it fall to the ground. You can cut it out. But notice the next candidate of yellowing, that's just a nutrient deficiency. It means I'm not happy. I do not like what I see. I'm not a happy vanilla plant, so I will not grow. I will protest. I will protest really hard and make your life really tough. Joe, have you watered me? No, you have not. So if you water me, I might be happy. See right here, it's already started the healing process from the first cutting. And then right here, it's already started the healing process. Those were yellow, and then they just died off because they dried out, and that's fine. So then the other one, I'm just gonna cut right here. See if I can get it, and cut. Yay! And I didn't nip the growing point, so it should be good. This one is most likely just nutrient and sun. I'm probably gonna take this one. I'm gonna probably move it over there, because I bet in the afternoon I'm getting sun. But it's odd because the nursery one right here, these guys, very, very, very minimal protesting. Like they protest. They do protest a little bit. You can see that they're not all, it's not all happy vanilla, you know. So all I do is I take this and I throw it away, and I throw it in the trash, and that's it. That's all we do. We just pull it out and we say, well, that's the breaks. That's why we grow a ton of vanilla, and then I just pull it out and I throw it away, and I say, well, this little guy didn't make it. But I have all these other ones that are very happy, they're sun adjusted, and they're ready to go to the farm. So hope that really narrows down what a nutrient deficient looks like, what a yellowing deficiency looks like, and then what to do with it, and then what it looks like in context of a nursery. Let's take a look at looping and a looping system and what I mean by looping. So let's go. Standard looping, it's gonna grow up and then all the way back down. This was another branch where it cut off. It started this way and then said, nope, I'm going this way. So now the new growth is all right here. So what I do is I just gently just put it under some leaves like that, and then it'll grow up. It'll naturally try to right itself. It'll try to grow up. It'll make little bends, and then in a week, I'll just drag it right back down like that, and then slowly it'll get down into the soil. The next one, how do you determine whether you want to do cuttings on a vanilla plant? So this one is completely ineffectual. There is no growth on it. It just ended. It died right there. That's what it looks like when it dies at the tip. And then right here. So the new growth is already going up this way. So it's going up to the top. They're already happy. They're going to start trying to climb all the way up there, and then I'm going to redirect them back down. But this one is where you can actually take a cutting because it's not active. So right here we have another cutting that we can take from right there. We can just snip right there, and then this can be a nice cutting. So that's what you're going to do when you prune your vanilla plant. The other one is, I see there's one here, but it's not really worth cutting because you can see that it looped and went all the way back up to the top and then all the way back around. So what happens, and the reason why you do it in management in this type of system is because you are trying to count how many times it goes up and down. So if you have a 2-meter system, it goes 2 meters up, then it goes 2 meters down. That's one wrap, that's one loop, that's 4 meters of growth. And then vanilla can do that normally in about like 2 months, 3 months, depends on how it is. So within 1 year, theoretically, you have a 15-meter plus vanilla plant that can actually start producing flowers. It took us about 2 years to take one cutting that looked like this. So all our cuttings started like this. They were about 1 meter in length. Same process, nothing fancy, nothing special. It looked about like this. And then it can grow into this. And then it can grow into this to where it really gets thick. When it's really happy, it's going to be very, 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 very thick. And it's going to be super dark green. That's really good vegetative growth when it's really dark green. You can see this is older growth, and you can see this is newer growth. You can see how like this is almost transparent, and this is that. And that could also be based on light levels. But you can see like it really grows. This one's a prime candidate for future cuttings because this is the running end. As you can see, I already have it looped right there at the top. It's kind of fragile, but that's kind of what it's hanging on for. So all the nutrients are going right into there. So this one can be future cuttings. Again, it's kind of unmanageable. I could probably be pruning out a lot of these terrestrial roots or aerial roots that were at that time, because see, it's going to set these really big terrestrials that will come from aerial and then go down into the ground. That's kind of what you're looking for. Here is one of the hotter parts. You can see with the cocoa, this has just one loop, goes all the way up. You can see that we had that normal thing. That's fine. I was able to snip it. I just kept cutting back per node and then just chasing it all the way up. So there's no issues there. And then I just looped it back down. You can see this is a very nice, healthy vanilla plant. Its leaves aren't as big. They're a little more slender, but it's probably because it's getting a lot of sun. And that's kind of what we're overall looking at with the management of the vanilla system, where it's like, done it. Oh no. Yeah, and that's one cutting. So now I have one nice cutting of vanilla that I can prune up. And you do want to be pruning your plants. So now I can take this and get this ready to go. It's a nice, really healthy looking vine. And this is what I would say is a good size one. It's got little smaller leaves, but it's not really that thick. And when I talk about like thickness, I really want to show you like when you're like, oh, my plant's not growing. Oh, I don't know where the flowers are. Well, if you look at the size comparison, this is a very healthy cutting. And then you look at one that could actually potentially flower. That's how thick you want them to be. In mine at the farm, they're twice the size of the big ones. So here's a good comparison of, should I induce flowering? If it's not bigger than this and it's this, keep it vegetative. So that's what it is. So that's how we do a little bit of pruning and management. This is what I really like for vanilla. This one is 60 milliliters per 16 liters, and this is 4 to 6 scoops per thing. Now, I only have a liter thing because I don't need any more than that, so I just reduce. Joe, how do you spray your plants? One, you should probably not spray at the times that I do it because it works for my location. That means you should spray early in the morning or late at night, ideally late at night. Why spray late at night, Joe? That doesn't make any sense. Well, bugs and people come out at night. So you want to spray at night because that's the best impact. Me right now, I've really maintained back here a really good environment. So I'm not really too worried about it. I'm more worried about applying nutrients. Also, don't spray into the wind. Let's see if I can get the wind. Can you see that? The wind's like coming in. So that's all I do. And I just do a light misting. It's going to dry up. I don't mind. You can spray it on the soil and just do a light misting like that. It's going to look like this. See that bubbling? That bubbling is from the AZ41. It actually has probably Dr. Bronner's in it, so it's like a insecticidal soap. But I'll see if I can link that one below. So this is the big plant. So I'm just going to spray it as well. Now I'm spraying on one direction, right? So I'm going to spray this way. And then most likely I'll have to refill because as these get bigger and bigger, you're going to have to come back and spray the other way. So here. So this is our one that we did the little one on. So you can see the wind. So don't spray into the wind. Try not to get this stuff on you. You probably shouldn't spray everything on you. So then what I do is I'll just come here and I'll spray top to bottom, just like that. Try to get everything in there. You really would want to get the undersides, but that's why I tell you just to go both directions. Here, this could be tip burn because my concentration was too much. So here's a sign of tip burn. That's one of the big things. So that means I probably had too much of a concentration. So probably cool it on the spraying there, Joe, right? Here, we're actually monitoring this one because this is what mosaic or anything could start at, or it could just be too much sun. So your leaf, instead of being nice and flat, will pan out. So who knows what it is? It's either insects or virus, and I have too much sun because it's going to protect itself. Like, yo, I don't like the sun. It's not making me happy. Okay, cool. Well, we'll try to put you in a better spot, plant. Okay, make sure you're nice and happy. All right, so I'll just continue spraying this out here. Try not to get it on myself, and then spray top to bottom, just like that. So sweet. Ooh, and you can even set it on auto. And then I'll do the same thing here for these guys. I'll just do a light little misting. Sometimes I get heavy-handed or I forget some of my mixtures. So I just spray it right into there. And that's all you got to do. Just a light little misting. Nothing crazy with it. You don't got to go like nutso on it. Just a nice one. Do it twice a day if you can. But it works really good. We're just monitoring the plants, trying to get coverage and that it evenly disperses. And then if your plant's happy, it'll grow. That's how easy it is. So that's it. There is no secret. The secret is you. As I said, you just have to watch my channel. Give me a like, subscribe, a share, comment down below, ask me any questions, follow me, then you can definitely grow anything.